Okay folks, so the Long Dark story mode is so close we can almost taste it now. We all know it's going to be launching in August 2017. But this is still May 2017, and we're now looking forward to the last sandbox update of early access. This will be the Faithful Cartographer update. And now we're still in testing for this. This hasn't actually launched yet. So this is a spoiler video. If you don't want to know what's going to be in the Faithful Cartographer update, well, what are you doing here? Go away! The rest of us can have a look at what's new in the game. There's nothing major, there's no like new regions or anything, but there's still plenty to have a look at, which we'll do in this video, which we're just going to potter around and investigate new things. Woo! I think the first thing we should talk about is the new UI, and because they've upgraded it, so they've made it a bit more atmospheric and stuff like that. So the radial menu is like this now, and it's actually quite interesting because now you can eat and drink directly from it, if you actually had any, which we don't. So I'll have to look at that in a bit. But yes, if you go to the inventory, I mean, things are tarted up. The clothing thing has changed a little since last time I looked. The journal has not been updated. That's a work in progress still. But this screen, this is the most interesting thing of all. This is the map, which is, at the moment, kind of a bit dark. So there's nothing really we can do with it just yet, because what we need to do to actually start mapping our environment is to get some charcoal from burning wood. And only then can we start mapping our environment and keeping a record on that screen of where we've been. So let's actually get somewhere. Oh, it's here. Yeah, I think I know where we are now. There are rabbits around, there are deers around. There aren't any wolves. Oh, yes, it's the unnamed pond. Actually, let's have a look. What's that? Oh, that's just wood. We'll need that for later. Let's see if we can actually find some rocks, because they've added something what seems very trivial to the game. They've added rocks, which you can now throw at things. And also, when you're actually searching things and opening things, you actually have to hold the mouse button down, which I don't think you never used to do, did you? Now I keep on forgetting. Ah, here we go, look. Stones. Stones. Right, press 2, and I've got stones as ammo. If you can see in the top left, that's how many stones I've got, which is 3. And you can actually brain rabbits. Well, you can stun them anyway. Let's have a look, because there were some rabbits around here. They've all gone. Well, you may have noticed, actually, that there's some graphical updates as well, like corpses are now covered in snow, so they're a bit trickier to spot. There were rocks everywhere. Oh! I just threw it to the ground and it's bounced over there. So you've actually got to make sure, it's like the coal, you've got to make sure you are selecting it before you do anything. Come on, Peter up. There we go. Right. You can actually, apparently you can use these to maybe, if you're lucky, scare off wolves. But they're mainly used, I think, as an early way of getting rabbits. Oh, there's one over there. And then you can, of course, do the whole food thing. Right, oh, there's one. Right. Aim with right. Hup! Missed. Hup! Hup! Come back, you twat! Oh! Alright. Yeah. I very briefly stunned it. However, I think just because of the testing nature of this, that didn't really work very well. I think the rock had come to a halt and then the rabbit kind of like walked onto it and got stunned. I wasn't really paying that much attention because I was looking at the other rock I was throwing. But yeah, that's how it's going to work, it seems. But they don't stay stunned for long. It seems. There it is again.
To escape this cold.
I've got to press 2 again. Oh, come back. Huh? Oh, it's become a farce. It's farcical. Should point out as I walk along. You may have already noticed this, but if you look at the bottom, that's the new way of showing you food, water, cold. I've just actually got a risk of hypothermia and sleep. So you hold space and you can see that. Or you can still hold tab to see it. And it also tells you how many hours of daylight you've got left. And that's kind of like that's the old behaviour. Not quite sure if they're actually going to keep that or not in the final game. Because at the moment there's a weird thing where pressing tab does this and pressing space does that. So there's a bit of a weird crossover. Okay, let's actually try and find civilization, so to speak. Right, that's more like it. I was actually going in the wrong direction, but now I'm not. Now I'm at the trapper cabin. Ah, that's much more like it. There might be a wolf around here. And there's a new struggle interface. Sort of. I haven't actually tested it out yet, but apparently you can now choose your weapon and before you start the struggle. It gives you a bit of a grace period, so we'll try and see if we can actually get that sorted at some point. And worth pointing out, if I actually managed to capture that stunned rabbit, I might have been able to kill it, and then, well, there'd have been food for days. Well, an hour. Let's actually just kit up before we continue. Okay, so bad news, there's no rifle here, but I did get a hunting knife, so when we meet a wolf later on, we'll be able to see the whole struggle thing. But first, what we're going to do is we're going to light a fire. Exciting times. Because, let's have a look, 55% chance now, we want to make sure this actually happens. And because I want to make some charcoal. Let's start the fire. Nice and quick, because we've got an accelerant. I'm actually going to feed the fire a bit with that. And now we wait. And once the fire has burnt out, it'll give you the prompt of, instead of taking torch, you'll be able to take charcoal. And you can take that charcoal, and wherever you're standing, you can start adding it to your map. So we shall just spend a bit of time waiting. In fact, I'll just be boiling water and all the usual stuff whilst we wait. Okay, a while later, the fire is now out. I'm going to eat and drink, so you can actually do this directly from the interface now, as I was trying to show you earlier. It'll populate this radial dial automatically with what you've picked up, so let's see. Let's go for that one. It's stale, but never mind. And that gets up to about 3/4. And let's have some drink. I've just boiled some water, so we'll drink that. Delicious. And now we go to the fire, as was, and we can take out charcoal. And we have charcoal. Whoop-de-doo. Now let's go outside. God damn it! Hold to actually leave the cabin. Right, so we've got a bit of time left. It says at the bottom, survey local area. So when you've actually got the charcoal in your hands, you can actually, by the way, select it by doing that. I've managed to get 2 charcoals out of that. If you only burn your wood for a short time, if you've only got a bit of wood, you won't get so much out. But I did it for about 2 hours and I've got 2 bits of charcoal. So you can select it via that. Although I've just put it away by doing that. And now left click. And it'll add what you can see from your line of sight to the map. And there we go. The map has actually updated with points of interest. Including your backpack, that birch bark, fir limb, deer carcass, and trapper homestead. Which is where we are now. And as you can see, it's only the stuff that we can really see. It's very rough and ready, deliberately. It's not supposed to be like a GPS or anything, it's supposed to be just what you've remembered. Actually, this is a stinker of a day. It's worth pointing out, they've added better audio. There's lots of more audio in the game now. There's more first-person presence when you're doing things like holding rocks and stuff like that. The graphics are better, there's more graphical options, more weather effects, and apparently you can see further. And there's the fog has been rolled back a bit and you can actually see further in the world. Not at the moment though, because there's been a bit of a storm blown in, so we can't really see shit. Actually, it's actually settling down just a little bit now, but it is only 2 hours until it's dark, so let's go and have a bit of a sleep. Oh, what a beautiful morning, etc. Let's have a bit of a butcher of the old deer. Let's have a butcher's luck. So there's a new thing they've introduced to go alongside harvesting, where you can get some meat and it'll take, 15 minutes or whatever. You can also, alternatively, choose to quarter the meat, which takes much longer, but is much more efficient and you'll get more out of it. You can't quarter a carcass that's more than 50% frozen. Well, we can't do that. So we'll be able to do this, though, hopefully. Just the normal thing. Now, the interesting thing about quartering is that, kind of interesting, it's a bit of a downside, is that you end up with a bag of meat, which will actually be smelly, unfortunately, which means the local wildlife may be attracted to you, in particular wolves and stuff like that. So let's talk quickly about the struggle thing. I've had a quick encounter with a wolf, but I was a bit confused by it all. Apparently, now it's supposed to let you be able to choose your weapon before the struggle begins. But when I actually fought the wolf, nothing seemed to have really changed from previously. But it's supposed to give you a chance of having a choice of weapons, including the knife, a hammer/pry bar, hatchet, or barehanded, each with their own advantages or disadvantages. Although, to be fair, barehanded is just basically piss. It's better than nothing, but that's about it. For instance, the hammer and the pry bar is intended to scare, but won't actually deal any puncture wounds to Brer Wolf. But if you really want to do some damage, you have to use a hatchet, and so on. But yeah, haven't actually found that working yet for me. Okay, I'm in the camp office, getting very cosy. I've been lighting a fire and resting. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a torch. And because you can now actually... well, brands have been removed from the game, but you can now you can get torches directly from fires, campfires or whatever. And you can also throw them, like that. You can throw them at wildlife and just annoy them in general. Which I think used to be able to happen, and then they stopped it at some point. Am I from right? I can't actually... God damn it. Give me the torch. I think we might have already got one, so we'll leave one. Now, hopefully, we'll have also got some more charcoal. No, I think we might have, because we took the... yes, but because we took the torch out, there's no charcoal there. But let's go outside and make a bit more... a few more marks on our map. It's actually getting quite dark. I think there's only there's a few hours of daylight left, I think. So let's stand here. And let's quickly make some more mapping. Oh, I've lost interest in that torch, apparently. Let's survey local area. And there we go. We haven't actually really added much to our map. Look, there's a great big gap between the two places. What's that? Frozen corpse and... They can't really see. Something limb. Cedar limb, presumably. And cattail plants. One thing that's a bit of a problem at the moment, the map isn't, like it's a bit white on white. Same with the interface at the bottom. If you actually, when it's really light and white, it's not so much of a problem at dusk, but in the daytime, it's really hard to see some of these things at the bottom, especially the arrows, which hopefully they will fix before final release. So let's go hunting on the ice for something that we can throw our torch at. I see a wolf. Over there. Actually, maybe even two. So you can do this with flares as well. But yes, you can also do it with torches. Is a wolf over there? There's two wolves over there. This is suddenly... Okay, there were millions of wolves. Millions. Possibly trillions. Let's go with this twosome. The gruesome twosome. There, one of them's activated. Right. Oh, no, hang on. Oh. Slightly pathetic. Hang on. Try that again. Ah! Oh, it didn't care. Fighting, fighting, fighting. It did not give me a chance to choose a weapon. Which is most annoying. So yes, I don't quite fully understand how that works just yet. Is that always there? I'm getting confused. I'm sure there's always a lookout. There's always a tower. But was it always there? I don't know. Maybe I'll investigate that. See if I can find it. I'm literally just running up the slopes. I am intrigued. It just looks out of place. Huh. I don't think it's that one where you spiral upwards to it. Maybe... Yeah, there it is. Bloody hell, it's high up. I bet it's actually swarming with wolves. Huh. Where do I go from here? Oh, up there. Oh, if I can just squeeze through there. Yep, here we go. So did something used to be here or not? I don't remember this being a way up. Ooh. And if you look to the left,
my head feels thick.
That is, I think, is the original location of a tower, but it doesn't look quite finished anymore. There's a radio tower and looks like an unfinished fire watch tower. Was that the original one, or maybe it's a new... Oh, I don't know. My geography is failing me. Oh, here we go. Ooh. This is... I think this has got to be new. I did not remember this before. Oh, bloody hell. This is definitely Mystery Lake. I think. Yes, it is. I'm actually getting incredibly cold. Forestry lookouts. So there was always a lookout, a forestry lookout, but I think it's moved. Yes, this is definitely different. Just hope I get up there before I die of hypothermia.
So cold.
So I think it's the same one. Or it's the same. It's the same interior. Yeah, it all looks very familiar. But I guess we've got a different view. So I'll just have a quick look. Could probably do with actually keeping warm. Yeah. Let's quickly just go around here. And so with the new longer distances you can actually look at, this actually looks quite spectacular. The fog has been rolled back and all that. There's a railway line. Shame you can't jump, so I can actually see a bit more. Twin Peaks. Season 3. Oh, isn't it lovely? Oh, is that the camp office down there? Oh, I think it's it there. There's the camp office just there. Right in the middle. Lovely. So I've been investigating, and it does turn out, regarding the struggle mechanism, is that if you do have actually 2 or more weapons in your inventory, you do get the choice, and it can like pauses the struggle beforehand. However, it's still a bit buggy at the moment, and people have been reporting a lot of problems with they're unable to fight off wolves because the progress bar doesn't increase. So that's something that's best left for a future date to actually have a look at when it's actually all working and stuff like that. And apparently you can snap the rabbits' necks if you do actually manage to capture the stunned ones. So I'm a bit disappointed I didn't actually get that done, because I really wanted to kill. I'm like that. No, I'm fine. I'm lovely, really. Okay, so we'll stop here. Thanks very much for watching. We'll come back to the Long Dark for story mode, if not before, and I shall see you next time. Bye-bye.